$200 million from Mittal Steel when the deal is signed. You know the Mittal Steel deal has stalled. It stalled since year before the last, it stalled last year, and it could stall this year, right? So there is no guarantee that that's going to pass. But you reflect it in the budget. And there is something that's going to interest you as I go down. They took this entire inflow of $200 million and they placed it under something called PSRP. So that's where additional spend on education will come from. They took 81 million out of the core budget, the core revenue, to put it under the PSRP. I even have a problem with the definition of what they call PSRP, but I'm just bringing that to you. Then asset recovery. All of this noise about asset recovery, they anticipate getting $10 million for asset recovery, and it's also in this budget. That has raising it up to 10 million. You all know, if you accuse me of stealing, we have to go to court. And the court process takes years. So how are you now projecting that you're going to get $10 million on asset recovery process that just started? Maybe they will sell the $10 million property in Foya. I don't know who's going to go there to buy it. That Boyka is building that nobody wants to put it back in the budget. Who knows? I don't know. And maybe some of the other ones that Boyka have been stealing to distract. He will fire other people, and he has his own stealing. So I don't know how can a rogue be firing a rogue. But again, this too is Liberia. So we have a situation where $7.5 million also anticipated. What they've said is that henceforth, if they sign a concession, you will pay 2% upfront on your corporate income tax, right? So that 2% upfront is dependent on signing. And you know these things go through all kinds of things. Just the other day, they brought Oranto. There were a lot of flaws. People started talking about that. They brought another company. There was another company for the road, I think construction. There were a lot of flaws. So all of these, and that one is a loan anyway. But these concessions like Oranto and some of the other people that have all these flaws, you're now saying you anticipate 2% from them, even though it hasn't gone through, but you're reflecting it in the budget. That swears the budget up to 1.2 billion, which clearly is not going to be realized. We have no yardstick to know whether we've realized the budget because we haven't done a budget analysis. Liberia, you see that executive mansion? I will turn into a 5-star hotel. I don't need to be in such an elaborate infrastructure. It's been proven that you can run the executive mansion right out of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You can run the executive mansion out of a small place. Why do we need a whole Ministry of State just for presidential affairs? And it's a place where different people, all our need, look, even me now as CEO with more than 5,000 employees across Africa in multiple countries, I don't really have a special assistant. My laptop is it. I have different departments, different heads of different sections, and they work. Why do we need a president to have such elaborate infrastructure? The sooner we review this, the better the budget will begin to work for us and for the people. And if that doesn't happen, we're always going to have this situation. And that's why we're saying, ladies and gentlemen of the press, people in Radio Land, that we need to change the governance style of our country by changing the people we give power to. Thank you so much.
That were arrested for drug. He said he's from the office of the vice president. He said he's from the office of the vice president, and he keeps to bribe the LDA agents here. And so the LDA, the tension continue to build here because, I mean, he's claiming that the LDA ate the money. You have his ID card. So, from what we are told, he's from the office of the vice president. And he came to talk to the DA to release. This is his ID card. 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 And so we are told he's from the office of the vice president, who actually came to talk to the LDA. Hey, guy! And so the LDA, the place is getting tense here. Yeah.
Very significant for our democracy because it seeks towards strengthening and improving the lives of our people, protecting the lives of our people. Today we can recall in Liberia so far that the solidarity and trust for a new day is the only reliable, resilient, and motivating institutional civil society group in Liberia. We regard, stand, as the people's hope when it comes to the civil society area. So we don't have time. We already have the chairman, the national chairman for the Solidarity and Trust for the Noonday
Stands.
We are aware that it is time on July 17, our interest, the people's interest, the demand of the people were ignored. And that is why we are here again to speak to our people through this medium. And so we want to usher in the national chairman for the Solidarity and Trust for a New Day. We want you to be very attentive as we go forward. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Chairman Molu.
Yo, Chairman Molu.
Chairman Molu.
Yo, Chairman Molu.
Oh, he's a leader.
A leader, advocate, knowledge, Chairman Molu.
Mana.
At the premises of the executive mansion. At the premises of the executive mansion. To peacefully make demands that are consistent with the Constitution of the Republic, that gives citizens the right, the constitutional obligation to require of their governors or their state actors the need to take proactive democratic actions of reform when their safety or their security so requires. The safety and security of Liberians at this time requires the need for a peaceful and not violent democratic revolution in Liberia. That revolution begins on December 17, and it is irreversible. And once it is initiated, it will not be cut off until Joseph Yimon Boakai will make the wise decision to listen to the demands of the people and commence a scrupulous process to implement all the demands that will be contained in our assembly on that day. We will be very peaceful. We will be law-abiding, but we will be fearless. And we will converge at the executive mansion. And the decision of the people to converge at a
Hey yo, excuse me, Mr. Journalist. I wonder how you make your headlines in the press release today. Although I read the news every day, but I'm really still getting confused now, and I just wanna.
Excuse me, Mr. Journalist, how do you make your headlines in the news? It's a wonderful Thursday, just a day to the weekend, and we like to say a pleasant good evening for Liberia. Today is the 4th of the 12th month, December 2025. Roughly, we have like 28 days to complete 28 days to complete the year 2025, and it's a great pleasure to be on here tonight. Let me welcome all of you to this program, and let me say good evening to you, sir, and welcome to the round table tonight.
Hey, good evening, Will.
Yeah, good evening, my brother. Welcome. How's everything going from your end?
Will, getting me?
Yeah, exactly. I'm listening to you. How's everything from your end?
Yeah, good evening. I'm okay. Let me say good evening to our listening audience, especially those that are watching far away from the 15th political subdivision of Liberia and
other neighboring countries in the diaspora. Let me say good evening.
Okay. So let's run into our talking points tonight, and when we come back, I myself will definitely get with them. Tonight we will be looking at December 6th for the Unity Party. They've called this day a homecoming, where they are to gather at their party headquarters, and some of the executive in some counties with witnessed resignation from some individuals like Nimba, and as well as strategies to generate revenue to construct its own party headquarters. So we will look at that, and later on the flip side, we'll also discuss Liberia is set to launch, new private sector development project. We'll look at, the specific value chain in beneficiary of this project, and how this initiative improve jobs, entrepreneurship, and local production in our country, and many more. We'll look at that as well. And these are basically our two talking points for tonight, Sai.
Well, it's a great talking point in a way, and we look forward to have a wonderful discussion tonight. Well,
Okay. So do you think we Representative Yeke Koluba? It's been a long time. I haven't listened to Representative Koluba on the show, and let me extend my heartfelt condolence to him. He lost his mom, and we wish him all of the very best as he go through a struggling time there right now.
the lawmaker is doing well. I visited him on today, and he's doing well. Earlier on yesterday, the CDC Youth League was at the president to extend our condolence messages to him. And today, State Chairman Molubake Molu also visited him and extend his own condolence message, and other supporters around Maserado and visiting him. He is doing well, and I guess gradually he is overcoming the situation, and he will bounce back on his political feet in subsequent time.
Okay, okay. But let's listen to Representative Koluba. When we get back, we just dive right into our discussion.
Okay, well.
Where the problem can come from. Because you say this in your own country, then Burkina take over your place. Then who are you? But we'll take our own time to have it resolved. Because we don't want people to harm you people. So in solving those kind of problem, you have to take your time to solve it. Because when we solve problem that will be a harm to you people, that means we have not solved no problem. So we must solve it in a way that it will not be a harm to you people. So all of us can be together. So I will join him. We will see what to do. Because they think they're not only your problem. Even in Maryland, the Burkinabes are there too. Right? Yes. We've been hearing it. Well, the kind of thing that we lawmakers are supposed to stay on. To tell the president, say the other action, when you not take it, when you not join president, you will not steal. Because president are rule. So most of our portfolio joining president. So it's hard for us to talk for you. Yes. Because in the house, majority take the day. Yes. We talk all the things they want to talk. The reason why I can cancel and talk it is because I want the Liberian people to know that I talk. Yes. So tomorrow when you're Joshua, I say no, we can't put you get it because you get talk for all. Yeah. And you see the difference? Yeah. I know when I want to, we're not going nowhere. But when the time for you to investigate, you will say, we'll put you there. Why you get what talking, you didn't talk? Yeah, exactly. The problem is all around. Yes. Then the people go back to Burkina. But we have to take it in a way that it will not affect you. Yeah? So if the Rewaji representative, the Maryland County representative, the Grand Chile representative, all put together, we join them. You know what happened? When Joseph Baga bring them paper, will not pass it. We say go and solve that problem before pass it.
I just wanted to take that from Honorable Yeke Koluba, and then we can dive into our talking points. Basically, we've seen a lot of mobilization from supporters, well wishers, partisans, and sympathizers of the Unity Party, a government institution or political institution, if I may say, that is currently in government. And there have been a lot of publicity on the internet, news conferences everywhere, and talking about this homecoming. So one thing that actually drew my attention has been, is this an actual date? Because I remember my high school, when we say homecoming, meaning that's exactly when the school was funded, and people who have graduated from that institution have emerged, come together to celebrate their achievement, because that high school contributes a lot to what they've achieved over the time. So I've been thinking, literally, like most of the guys I've asked from the circle of the Unity Party, they can tell me more as to whether this is a particular day that the party was founded, or you know, it's just something that they came out with an idea or strategy to be able to gather most of their people and be able to celebrate together, since they are currently back in power. We witnessed the Unity Party in 2005 and 2011 when then President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf won the two election, first female president of Liberia, not just Liberia, but of Africa at the time. So, yeah, basically, sir, what more do you know about this entire homecoming, and what do you expect? Like we saw, the legs of the CDC came out to, endorse the construction of their party headquarters. It was, something that people didn't expect to turn out. What do you expect?
I, 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 Firstly, I think it's an affront to the Liberian people, those that were in the trenches and on the heavy downpour of rain on that particular November. I think 17 or around the 17 to the 20, something like that, when Unity Party officially launched their campaign um, again to year of homecoming of the Unity Party on October. I don't want to describe it as a starving nation, but a nation of so much hunger is taking over. Well, but will, like you said, when we hear homecoming, is something that we are to celebrate an institution that we benefited from a lot. So what run to my mind when Unipart said that they are celebrating the homecoming program, it simply says that their party headquarters, which they was once infected from, that they couldn't pay rent. It is said to be an achievement now that they are in government. They are able now to pay that particular rent. It's an achievement now that the Liberian people gave them power to purchase that particular property. So I guess it is an achievement for the Unity Party, because they were nowhere around, or even able to afford a little amount of 10,000 to pay their rent that they were invaded. So I guess when they say homecoming, I guess that is an achievement for them, because from your previous administration till you went into opposition and you couldn't afford rent until your landlord kick you out. I don't want to say it was politically play, no, for the house it wasn't. Their landlord kicked them out for not affording rent, and Unity Party accepted to that. Yes, we couldn't afford rent, and we were sent out. So they got evicted, and now returning to power in less than 2 years. Um, Allegedly the UP is about to pay 2.4 million United States dollars for that particular property. So it's an achievement for the party. It's an achievement for all of the executive members of the Unity Party. So I guess that's the reason they have to name it as the homecoming ceremony. Well, that's my own thought, my own perception, by the way.
Do you actually think I was being able to speak with several women who sells in Waterside ahead of the Christmas celebration, and a lot of them express frustration in terms of how the economic situation is in our country, and having the US rate at 170, 176, they buying their goods in Liberian dollars at 200 rate in the stores, and businesses for them are not booming like before. Do you think celebrating on December 6th for a ruling established government that was been established by its founder Edward B. Kessley right after the 1980 coup that overthrew, President William R. Tugwell Jr. Do you think is great, and it's something good for these people to come out to celebrate instead of focusing mostly on how to create avenue for the common people to be able to survive? Because I feels like in Liberia we all are just surviving. We are in a country that we found a way to survive.
But will I think the Liberian people self should see that they are suffering. Because any corner you pass now, poverty shows its face. I don't think you need to go to the market anymore for a business woman to cry. Even in the community at various homes, those that are living there feel the, I don't know how to term it, but now feeling the weight of true hunger. You know, at this time, I want to say yes, it is a revel time for the government to celebrate because they believe that the bread and butter issue is being solved. This government came to power on propaganda, so they are very good in using propaganda to ease situation. So I want to say yes because the Liberian people massively vote for this government. So I want to believe that everything is okay. The bread and butter issue has been solved. So it's about time that the party go and celebrate their homecoming ceremony. Why not? The Liberian people is enjoying. They are getting what exactly they voted for. So I believe it is time well. I don't want to judge that. I don't want to say it's in a time. It is. Now, if you want to weigh in from the previous administration and presently, I mean, if you go to the market, Christmas is around the corner, like 2 more weeks to go. Marketers is finding it difficult for buyers. In fact, the sellers are more than the buyers. Can you imagine? Where in the market, the sellers, I mean, the the buyers should be more than the seller now, but it's like the sellers are more than the buyers. The buyers are very, very, very low. So I believe the government need to work on more things instead of them focusing on their own personal wealth and gain. They have to work on the brand product issue. But again, this is Liberia. If once we are giving T-shirt to step outside, everything is okay. So December 6th is just around the corner, and party executives are already sharing T-shirt to the commoners, especially the poor people, because everything in Liberia, when you give a T-shirt, our problems are solved. So yes, it is a rightful time for the United Party to go out and celebrate well, in my own view.
And basically, like you said, is time. In as much as things are, I believe that yeah, we will be on grounds and hoping to see how many Liberians are going out there to be able to celebrate their party. And in terms of the tenure, like we've seen a lot of publicity, so we believe that there's a lot more people that are going to come out and be able to celebrate with the party. So again, Saturday has been one day that the people still carrying on publicity, encouraging their supporters to dive into. But I don't want to make this almost like I'm carrying on PR for the Unity Party, and
Maybe both people will.
I just want us to dive in quick to one key area. Like I was on the show the other day, and I said this thing when I saw the president had his cabinet meeting in Bombing, first of a kind, and honor his government outside of Monrovia. Cabinet meeting was being held in Bombing, and these people talk about creating jobs opportunity for young people. They spoke about that exactly where my attention was being drawn until I came across a situation where the government and other key actors are gearing up to launch a new private sector development project. So one specific area I would like to look at is how could this initiative improve jobs, entrepreneurship, and local production in our country, and also with the partnership model between the government of Liberia, between the European Union, between expertise of France, and the International Labor Organization ensure transparency, long-term impact, and these are major things that we need to look at now in our job market in Liberia. uh, I tell you for free, sir, I've been opportune, especially for government job. I've been opportune to see most of these opportunities in government entities for internship, for permanent job. And it will interest you to know that the day you boost your own confidence and say, I'm qualified to apply for these kind of jobs that have been advertised, and you apply seeing yourself fully aware that you know that you very qualified, in as much as other people, you will be sitting right there. I'm one person who have experienced that. You will sit right there and see somebody walking up to the head of that area and telling them that XYZ person sent me. So have faith with this be, even if they create a new, strategy for the private sector, which of course is one main area that the government and every other government should be able to focus on. In as much as government cannot take the 5 million people to get work in government, but at least if we have a perfect private sector that will provide job for every Liberian, I think we will be heading somewhere great. So what do you think about this whole project? What do you make of it, especially in this our country that a lot of us lack of job. We just try to find ways and get job, but still there's no way to be able to reach out there. What do you think about this?
Well, the project is a good one, but the implementers are all fake. Um, I, maybe I'm gonna be too harsh, but the government is serious. They are joking. Let me real. This government talk about agriculture a whole lot. Other countries depends only on agriculture to feed billions of their citizens. Where China? China depend on technology and agriculture, and they are moving smoothly. Liberia we just 1.5, I say 5 million, like 6, 7. We are little, and the president of ours have an expertise in agriculture. So when I heard about this particular project, it will make everyone happy. But it depends about the implementers. Who are those implementing that particular project? Make it a scam. You can tell me, say, President Parker, who sat in agriculture field for over 40 to 50 years, that have more experience, can use his experience in agriculture and expand jobs for Liberians. What if the president go from counties to counties and begin farming, open rice farm, cassava farm, and more? Well, don't you think there'll be more jobs for Liberians within the 15 counties? Hmm? And will so 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 when the president when they
There,
talk
there,
about this,
there will be a lot of jobs. And let me just hold you there before you dive deep, right? Imagine this project that was being launched on yesterday. It's exactly around 24.8 million euros just to create jobs in the private sector, mainly focusing on fisheries, the cassava, food processing, value chain, and boosting decent job creation, stimulating economic growth, and expanding opportunities for Liberians, MS, and yes. So, 24.8 million is being invested currently into creating jobs in the private sector.
where is that 24.8 million going? It's going in their own personal pocket. Will you have mining companies here that are empowering foreign national, or Pierre Mountain is here, or Pumpten or somebody who will serve gas is a white man. How is the government providing job for the Liberian people, their own citizens? Some would just chance somebody shoot that women doing it. In our doing it well. You can, or Chinese man is serving as security. Where or Liberian? So you think say Liberian making serve as security well? These are all job opportunity for Liberians now. Well, so I believe that the government want to provide jobs in the private sector. Money company, not government get it. These are private entities. Well, the government can sign deal with any money company. Today you come in our country, your expertise, those that will be exploring not less than 50. All of your workforce will be taken out from our country or the particular countries you are stationed in. Ranking on security, driver, um, chef, you know, that alone boosts the employment opportunity in that particular area. But no, the government will sell work permit, like direct law discretion on this whole work permit issue. Government selling work permit to foreign national, and the more these money companies get work permit, they will bring their people in and Liberian people. So let me just say this: there are so many ways the government can provide jobs through the private sector. Will you see? This is it. There are many graduates every year coming from the University of Liberia, Stella Marie, AMU, UMU, ME Zion, and you just name it. But there are no opportunities. What are they doing? Absolutely nothing. We have agriculturalists, we have chemists, we have biologists. The clinic is getting full every day with nurses. Now, every young lady that graduate from high school should they have two things on mind? It's either nursing or accounting because she want to go working bank to get quick money or do some financial activities or go to the clinic and just sit down there because the country we find ourselves in, that's the only opportunity available for anybody to serve in. So now let the government provide this. Um, there's this thing called the high school um working stuff. I think why in high school there are opportunities for you to set up as well as in university. Why entering a senior year, the course you are learning, there should be an opportunity for you to set as well. Training and skill development. What's the government doing about it, especially in technology? We are in a new era of technology. AI is making series of money. So the government will look at all of these steps and expand the private sector job. But way again, what I can tell you that all of these things are just show way. It won't be possible.
So someone will say, right, in as much as all of these things was being said and and look at thoroughly with the signing of this agreement, is prudent enough that we we as people, and not just we as people but our government, direct its focus, like you spoke about, you know, creating opportunities for people that are graduating from high school, people that are, in their senior year in university. If you look at our neighboring country, Nigeria, that is not really far from us. They do have the I think NYSP or whatever program for young people graduating from university. It's a must that before your graduation, or yeah, I think it's before graduation, you have to go and serve. If you are doing education, you have to go and teach in one of the government's institutions. And afterward, after your program is completed, after you've done serving the government, which is a sense of giving back to your country and being patriotic, and also giving you an experience of what you've learned. They give you the opportunity to go and experience what you've learned over the time. So I think if all of these in lines with the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, can collaborate, can strategize, and bring these programs to life, including Ministry of Labor. Let them work together and create a smooth avenue for our private sector, not just the private sector, but opportunities. I think is one thing that makes the people not and not really focusing on creating jobs in the private sector is because they know that government got a lot of benefit, a lot of money, and whole lot of thing. And tell me, you can be a government official, you still have your house, government pay your rent, government buy you trash car, government get you car, government fuel the car. And if if I don't know if this is a normal custom around the world, but if you are working a normal job, the job won't provide transportation easily for you. If they do, they will not provide you trash car. You working, you have a job, you have a job that paying you and helping you out. You're supposed to go to work. So I think all of these things are just strategies and reasons that these people always want all of us to, at the end of the day, feel that government work is the only, you know, quick way to make millions of dollars, and it's the best paying job in Africa, not just in Africa, but in our country, Liberia. And I think with 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 this great amount of money that is being spent to bring this initiative, to life, I think is prudent enough that we can be able to basically focus on how we can create a safe avenue that everybody will feel included into the society in terms of competition for job. We should also be looking at case study of other countries, how they do these things. You could be in the Western world. You just sit on your computer and just have your CV ready and sent to 10, 15 different websites. You'll be called for interview. It's as easy as it is. Unlike our country, Liberia, if you want to apply, you print your CV, your letter, your everything. You pay your way, walk all along, and at the end of the day, that job not for you. So
I think
I think
with I think with that we are still behind. Will we are still behind. Remotely, people now countries are working remotely. You can stay anywhere and work even in the UK. For year you try that will you're gonna suffer because even to get internet to communicate is very difficult. Then you choose
mhm,
job from here in UK where your boss may expect you to report in the next 45 minutes on your computer by typing. Internet is because it's not possible. We'll stay behind until our politicians can think outside the box. Until the politicians can see Liberia as their own, not cow meat. That look at this now. If politicians see Liberia as their home, the place that after they retire they will come back and live, not a place that they will destroy and leave. Liberia will be developed well because all of our politicians will come here after they get destroyed in the place. They go Ghana, America, and live their life. Then happily we here will suffer. So if our politicians can change that mindset and change that kind of thinking that this country is my country and it is my home, I shouldn't just come here when I want state power. After I get a state power, I should develop this land. I should empower people that tomorrow when I come back to live here, I should feel proud. If that mindset can be developed, then we'll see something good is about to start. But until then, we'll continue to be like this. And there will be a saying that like birds are cow meat, just can eat your own and we'll go by our way. But again, the president have a greater vision. It left with those that are surrounding him. Like the previous administration who had a very nice vision, but his surrounding damaged everything. Again, the same. The president had great vision until his surrounding can bring it to light. Until then I'm not too sure that we are going anywhere. Rather, we are headed to the scene past 6 years, how the country was, and how it will be until God send the chosen leader for us.
and one thing is that basically you find most of the concessions agreement just as what you said earlier on are agreements that government officials that are in government, not in the interest of even where the company will be hosted for the time they will be in operation. And I don't know how these people carry on their case study before signing some of these deals. But you go right in Nigeria, you don't even have to have a foreign person. Everybody that will work in our company, beginning from manager straight down, should be Nigerians, except for the fact that that role that you want a particular person to play, and it's not there, which is very impossible. Then you can have somebody outside of the box and coming in. So again, the government itself and the people that are in government do not mean very well for us as the common people in this country. Do
No,
not
well, for me, I don't blame concessions company. I blame our government. I blame ourselves. I spoke with someone on the phone the other day. and he said to me, concessions company are not to be blamed for development in your country. And I reasoned with him, the concession company should come and meet your country develop before they add up to what they made. But trust me, Will, if BM today where BM Mountain is, in Grand Cape Mount County, or where King George is in Grand Cape Mount County, if King George could have seen that particular place well developed, structure, in terms of infrastructure well modernized, before they sign any agreement, mm, they will rethink twice that we came here, we see modern houses, we see the people living, excuse me, please, the people living a wonderful life. So we will double times what they are living. But the people kind of mean the same reckless area, very deplorable. You don't expect them to do anything well. Then our government officials who are very greedy, selfish, and wicked will go and sign behind to receive their monthly salaries from the concession company and feed their family and protect them instead of the people. So until the next government can come before you sign concession agreement, you just change the narrative, just reread the story, and just focus on empowering the ordinary people. Then the ordinary people will now go and build the place they are living. Trust me, if this administration just decide that, okay, Joe, all the foreign national you are bring, getting back to your country, in plus also like bring people paying them 1,500 USD monthly, pay them up to 2,000 USD monthly. Kinjo will be very beautiful. Where you want to ask me how? Do you see Liberians that they are paying 1,500 USD will go back in Kinjo? They one bedroom house and living in or one bedroom apartment, they will modify it to skyscraper, maybe decent house. And in no time, you'll see Kinshasa so beautiful and you want to live there for life. These foreign nationals that are coming in our country, they are not investing here. They take their money, send it home, and build duplex, mansion. Trust me, a Nigerian man will sell here for the next 50 years in a very tiny shop. He will never develop that area. He will not have the mindset to change that area. But if you go over here in Nigeria, you have duplex, you have houses, estates that is beautifying your country every day. But for years, you don't care. So it does show that if that particular mindset can be changed, then we'll be developed well. So we shouldn't blame the concession company. We should blame our leaders. We should blame our politicians who say they are our heroes, they are our mentors, they are our teachers. That wicked people that we should be blaming them at every time, not the concession company. For me, that's the mindset I have about this whole concession issue.
I think is great, but again, we should also be able to change the narrative. When I say we, I mean our lawmakers, our people in
It might
government.
be like on the way. Oh yes, Kevin.
Yeah. So the thing is, moving on to changing these kind of concession agreements that we will be signing as a country for because we want company to come. It doesn't mean that we we should sign some dead end agreement only for ourselves. It should be in the sole interest of the common people. I agree with you that these people will not come and mean the place develop. So if you're not gonna mean a place develop, if you are going to get there, you should bring some sort of development in a particular area. Somebody was telling me they work with one of those companies in I think I know that Cape More or whatever. And these people will bring uh the Turkish and some other guys to come and work the same job. but their salary is way different and tougher than the amount they pay Liberians that don't even know a job, which is
Of course,
unfair. Yeah,
of course.
which is unfair. Then I listened to our labor minister talking about 3,000 for job permit. It was just like a joke. I know 3 or 10,000, but whatever amount they added to it, it
When
sounded like a
as as close as Ghana, a foreign national work permit cost close to 15,000 USD. Today, are the people value their citizens and foreign national.
Mhm.
So,
And when I listened to that from Cooper Kura, it sounded like a joke that he was not serious about what he wants to do for Liberians. And we've had several alleged reports. These same people from the labor ministries going to some companies and collecting money to allow them to treat Liberians anyhow they want to treat them, which is unfair. If this is true, it's actually unfair. We cannot be praying for investment to come in, but when the investment come we can see no value coming into our country. Because imagine, I can't go work with a company for 150 every month or 200 every month, and you expect 200 cannot even take care of my one. Then imagine people that have family. You have to pay rent, school fees, food, transportation, and everything involved for $250, even 150. It can take care of one person. You have a family. When will you save and even come and buy house? Because if you earn more money, you say, yeah, let me build the nicer house in my village, or since I got family laying in the village there, let me build some kind of big, hellable, nice house, electrify, and be one of the modern houses here. And before you look, the next man too that are making some good money will come and join the competition you start and build a nice building as well. Right there,
you,
you have development. Before you load the
you
area,
don't
is
agree with me
beautiful.
that you just agree with me that if our government officials can pressure all of these concession companies that are coming to country to empower Liberians and foreign nationals, our country will
Of
begin to
course,
develop gradually. Because, well, trust me, we young men, if we have opportunity now to work to a company that will pay all 2,000 plus, and in the next 1 year, I won't think about renting anymore. You won't think about renting anymore. In fact, if you travel and go Ghana, you see the 19-year-old men that have built one duplex, you come back home and build two of that duplexes and you already built in Ghana. You feel you're gonna feel that kind of competitive spirit, in everyone. But will maybe two out of the money that struggle you get, 2 3 money get 200 years the achievement. You get $100 in Liberia now, you are a chief. You achieve a whole lot. You know what I mean? To get $100. Well, in America, $100 of peanut money, but just put in your pocket and walking around with it. But yes, it's an whole achievement to receive $100. It's an achievement. So imagine you take 31 days of your time just to work for 150. Before the 31 day come to and your transportation, your feeding, everything up out of you. When you think the pay us, is that possible?
you won't even be able to save before you build house. When you solve all your family problem in 150.
No, impossible.
So I think like we said from the onset, this is a very great initiative. But now we should mainly focus on how such an initiative, especially for private sector development program, can impart people that are outside government and in the private sector. How would this?
Yeah, for me, I will always say this. I will keep recommending to the government to invest more into agriculture, because I believe if we invest more into agriculture, there'll be more more employment opportunities for Liberians, as well as technology. The other day, you see those that are using in Nigeria now. Not too many people working or depending on government. People now depends on the technology area to survive. Facebook,
Yeah, of
YouTube
course.
are monetized in that country. At the end of the month, people earn a little over 100, 200, 300 to survive. They are no longer depending on government job. They are now being investors and empowering others in the country than government officials can do. So why can't the government now take the bold step, you know, struggle on their own and now monetize Liberia's social media account and let young people start getting empowerment from the technological side of Facebook, YouTube, and start making their own earning. Trust me, if a young man who on Facebook on a daily basis earning $300 a month, he will forget government activities. He will forget crying on government. He will not even care about what government existing because he getting a daily bread by himself and feeding himself. So what is the essence of him even thinking about government exists? If the government can get more into agriculture, then that would be fine. I trust the president and paid them on agriculture himself as agriculture minister before. So he understands more about agriculture. He understands how can agriculture or provide job in the country. So I believe that he can do more about it and he can empower us through agriculture. Well, that's not a big thing for the president.
And you rightly said everything. One thing when you said that drew my attention was the fact that the likes of Patrick Honda, one of an esteemed media personnel that when we were growing up as young boys back then, we listened to on ELVC on Truth FM. He spoke about they in talks with other social media outlets like the TikTok, Facebook to monitors, and even close to 3, 4, 5, 6 months now, we've barely hear anything about as to how far these guys have gone with the negotiations. I think if this government through the LTA can be able to seal that negotiation and bring it into fruition, will be something that a lot of young people will be grateful for, and will be a way of creating jobs. Look at Nigeria; they got close to 100 million people, and everybody can work. You get a total number of people in Africa in your country that is still struggling to develop, and there's no perfect environment for everyone to work. So everybody now has turned to content creator. You have to be creative to create content, and your content go viral. Yes, how great your content do on social media, you earn a lot of money. So the more content, and everybody now, and almost all the young people focus on content creation because they're where they get breath from. So again, we can still be a country that will always be behind, but we call ourselves first country in Africa to gain independence, Mother Africa, and whatever names we want to keep calling Liberia. But at the end of the day, you look deep down in our heart, we are very sick and tired of the condition and way our own people we vote and put in power treat us. They do our country and make us to feel bad. I think sealing they deal with Facebook. Even if it's Facebook, just find a way that one of these social media platforms can give us an access to generate from what we put there, make money from what we send on there. It make a lot of great. It will be of a great help to this growing economy. Because imagine if I work hard to create more content and I start to earn 3, 4, 5, 600 dollars and start to get deals on the platform. Imagine in the next 2 to 3 years, what will become of me? I will earn a creating business. I build house and start to create. If I create business and own a house, I will end up employing people to work as well. So it's also part of an initiative for the private sector. I think, these are all things that our government, when they want to empower the private sector, they should be looking at ways that, young people can make use of. A lot of young people now in Liberia are getting involved into content creation. So make an avenue that young people will be able to earn from what they put there.
Of course, will. Of course. And I think it will be very prudent enough that the government can look in that direction. Like you said, Patriot Honda, the generator, um, make that promise. But I want to believe that they are working on it, and I pray that they come to light so that we, the young people, especially we that focus on social media, can benefit on that. But again, will um for the private sector um job area, I'm not too sure it's gonna work. That would be another political. I don't know, political what, political accident or what,
You got
something,
go.
just political fault and of the United Party administration.
So you
You
mean they
know,
will eat a 24.8 million? You get
they
that?
will eat that money. They will eat that money and it won't come back. In fact, in the next 2 to 3 years, they will tell you, okay, so the poor family campaign money already will. Well, you get the poor family campaign money will campaign
We
strategy.
stay way behind the state trying to
But,
find strategy
but well,
for wrong.
we are about to hit 2026, 2027, 2028. We are in campaign well. These are campaign strategy. They are finding campaign money. They are already saving to start the campaign process. So that strategy
But
will.
if
I
if the Unity Party will spend money 2028 campaign 2029, then we will have to suspend them because 2023 we didn't see the Unity Party spending money. Liberians were out there printing their own shirts, similar to something that happened 2017 when we saw the
But
likes of young
no,
people
but will the
printing their own
people have
shirts.
reason to justify? They will have reason to justify. They will say, yes, of course, we can in the government. We earn money, so I think our people need to enjoy. CDC did justify their action as well during the content campaign. CDC said, yes, our people support us. So we in the power. I think the people need to get their own enjoyment too. So I don't think that will be any issue. The people will justify it. But I can assure you that, yes, that is funding resources for the campaign. These are resources that are keeping somewhat very safe and strategic. These are campaign strategy that UP is coming up with for 2029. Mind you, if the project work could do so the government, and it will be a very nice one. In fact, they will take a bigger glory that will suppress the opposition community from coming to power 2029. And if they feel it's another biggest propaganda message or another message for the opposition community that will bring in the government 2029. So it's up to the UP to to do something better, It's up to them. And it isn't that far yet. We have just few more years. Just yesterday, the scene like Brent people was saying it's too soon to criticize the government. It's too soon. But today they are the same Liberians that are crying, right? They are the same people that are complaining that, oh no, things are tough, things are very difficult, we are hungry, our market isn't going anywhere, people are not buying anymore. These are the same people crying. So we have to listen to them. We have to wait for them and hear what they want to say to that president. So probably it's soon will. Maybe it's so early to criticize the government. Things are going on smoothly. I want to believe that things are moving on smoothly and the very important issues is being solved by this government. So it's still early in my Liberian people for it's too early. We cannot criticize the government now. It's too early.
It's very early, right?
Yeah, it's too early, Gwen. It's
Yeah,
too
man.
early.
Let's recognize people that follow the show, and then we can call it a day Ahmed NTC, my comrade there from Calcutta, he says, watching from Calcutta City, Margibi Kante. You know, we from Margibi, we love that. We love Calcutta, so we have to add a city so that you can know we're not from the. Yeah, so Ahmed NTC is watching from Calcutta City, Margibi Kante. And Jeremy Nuchsa says, good job. And lastly, here is Moses Momolu. He says, good evening, guys. Watching from Iowa, Cedars Rapid, the USA. Thanks for the update. Thank you so much for watching. Let's have your
Well,
closing statement before.
just before we go, there's something I want to say. With
Yeah,
all we can do to criticize the government or say about this government, there's one thing I've been observing. Um, the security sector, the police is doing extremely well. I want to say this. I wish to say it mostly. I'm also writing an article about it. I don't know how to describe the police, but well, on the gabble of police RG, though politicians are telling unqualified, he doesn't have document, but his leadership is being very, very awesome. Honor his
I mean, I see the
leadership.
uniform if you
Yeah, this is why I
again.
come in. The LMP is being very decent, very, very decent. You getting a street now. Our police officer is very unique, very, very decent, very kind, and straightforward. Even though they have the corrupt one in the system, which is they will whip out gradually. But again, we are observing community policing well. Not too many have been observing this. I'm too sure that they are also observing it as well, but I'm sure they will observe it. But the community policing is gradually growing bit by bit. And trust me, if that particular strategy can work, our crime rate will decrease. Because having community policing, it help provide us sensitive information to the police. It shows that the police and the ordinary people are communicating well. Let's forget about police brutality. It will happen in any country in a great America. There is a police brutality, but let's be honest, the police under Inspector General Gregory W.O. Common is doing extremely well. Uniform. In fact, we even complain about ordinary policemen to have handset. I've noticed that even if you don't get ranked now, you can get communication set with you. I'm noticing it from the few places I'm observing. Even at least communications is being flowing around police officers. Now, at first you have to get the yellow line on your share or some kind of high rank or connected to one of the officers before you have communication set. But now I can see even officers with high rank are carrying communication set. That's another boost for the police. And we also noticed that the police is about to install street cameras to monitor Monrovia. We've long been crying for that, and well, this is something that is very important. Most of these
That's
dangerous
what it
crimes
is, man.
are there at night, especially when we go over midnight when coming in to be observed, in to be protected. Most of these, yeah, we are not lying. These high-profile murder cases are committed at night, and it works scot-free. There's no supportive investigative materials. So if you have CCTV cameras installed at every corner of Monrovia, especially strategic points, it protect our city. And when I went to police headquarters, there are differences. Well, I wish the police could just open up that journalists can tour the headquarters and just imagine the past administration how it was. But then there's something new something new, and I pray that Brand can continue doing the good work and just forget about the camera, about his TikTok page. Then just continue on doing the good work for the Liberian people. We as a journalist will come out and tell the story the Liberian people want to hear. But again, let me say kudos to him. He is doing extremely well in the security. So the fact he is empowering young people in the police. Gone are those days that old persons should serve. You know, at first before you serve in a high ranking position, it means you have come from the 90s. You know, well, you be one 50-year-old man before you serve in the police are this commander for this battalion, but no, under the leadership, the young guys have been elevated. Imagine 121 for the PSU, 112, 109. These are young people. It's elevated them to the code, and they are doing extremely well in leadership, especially to the PSU cycle. Maliki Koluba, his leadership is something beyond exception, bro. He is doing extremely well, and I pray that they can continue doing more.
Okay, okay. So let's just get your closing statement, sir. I must say I know that men have been working greatly, and new uniform, the men can be fair these days. Even the traffic police, their uniform can be fitted all like before. It used to be dusty when you see navy blue, they looking at black.
They're not black.
Uh, you see navy
well,
blue, it looks like.
well, before I close, let me say thank you to our many audience that are watching from the US, Cass City, and across Monrovia. Again, let me just remind that this quote unquote homecoming for December 6th. We want to caution every Liberian to remain very peaceful, be loyal, kind, and let's just respect the rule of law. Regardless from party A and party X, let's respect the rule of law and let's respect one another. Let's just show love and kindness to one another. And again, if the Liberian people say that the bread and butter issue is being solved, we will see that turn up on December 6th at the United Party headquarters. But again, if they are angry, we will know what's up. Probably there will be a low turnout. But for now, tomorrow is Friday, the Eve, and Saturday we're going to see how the program will be like. Again, for the private sector job, President Baka, you are too good in agriculture. Expand in agriculture, provide more opportunities through agriculture, bring more investors to invest in agriculture sectors. I saw you doing tourism. They are now focusing on tourism as well. You establish the tourism department by itself. You can invest more into that. That will provide jobs opportunity for Liberians as well. In technology, like your guys were working on monetization of all social media handles in Liberia. Please bring that to light. That will reduce the stress and burden on government officials. 2 million people will stop begging government officials for little or nothing. Nothing. Even you as president, people will not come begging you anymore. So I just want to say thank you to everyone that following us and keep on sharing this platform, keep on following us for more of this discussion.
Thank you so much, sir. And basically, it was a great time talking about all of these things, especially for December 6th. We hope to see how United Partisans turn out to support their party homecoming, and as well as for our discussion on the private sector, we say kudos to the government. It's a great initiative, and we hope to see full implementation of areas that they and the partners are fully agreed upon, especially for technology. Your focus on monetization and basically, yeah. So have a great night, and we'll be on here Tuesday and Thursday, 10 p.m. Liberia time, 5 p.m. the U.S. time. Thank you for coming on. My name has been William McGill and Sir Augustine Bayo Jr. Thanks for watching, guys.
I can't stand no more, cause I'm a fool. I cannot go to school, cause no more money. I can't stand no more, cause I'm a fool. I cannot go to school, cause no